Puerto Rico. This Caribbean island radiates beauty from its white sandy beaches to its rolling rainforest hills. Miles of flowers span the countryside, and often a small emerald bird can be seen darting amongst the flowers. Emerald hummingbirds are known for being beautiful, elegant creatures, yet they can exhibit territorial behavior when threatened and even when guarding a red flower. One may wonder why a hummingbird would demonstrate this behavior. And the people of Puerto Rico have the answer. In the hills of Puerto Rico, deep below the lush jungle canopies, there was a pond with a beautiful native princess lying beside it. The princess's name was Alida, and she often visited the pond to bask in the island's beauty. However, one day Alida noticed a young boy picking fruit from the trees around the pond. Startled by each other's presence, they soon discovered to be members of enemy tribes. Alida and Teru expressed their common fondness of the pond and became friends. Although their forbidden meetings were brief, their affection towards each other grew. However, there came a day when one of Alida's fellow tribe members saw the couple meeting and told her father. Alida's father was outraged and prohibited Alida's return to the pond. To ensure Alida would not see Teru again, her father arranged her to marry a man of his choosing in the morning. A fine warrior of the tribe was selected for Alida, yet she did not want to wed. At midnight, Alida ran to the pond and begged the gods for an escape from her fate. The gods took pity on her and changed her into a beautiful red flower. The gods then tossed her into a field of others similar to her, so she could escape her fate. In the meantime, Teru, knowing nothing of Alida's whereabouts, waited for her by the pond, yet she never came. One night, Teru cried to the moon for Alida's return. The moon took pity on Teru and exclaimed he should no longer wait for the princess. The moon continued by telling Teru the story of Alida's fate and how she had been transformed by the gods into a delicate red flower. Teru pleaded for the moon's help in finding Alida, yet the moon did not know which flower she was. Helping as best as he could, the moon transformed Teru into a small, multicolored bird with a long beak and quick wings. Once a bird, Teru darted away in search of the red flower, Alida. In the morning, the natives saw the new bird darting amongst the flowers. The bird was as swift as an arrow and as bright as an emerald. They heard the humming of its wings as it flew and decided to name it a hummingbird. The legend of the hummingbird follows the timeless trope of a star-crossed lover's tale. Star-crossed lovers are two people, normally young and naive, who experience an intense love. Although in love, their relationship is deemed doomed by forces outside of their control, such as wealth, social status, or other unforeseen circumstances. For many, this trope is often romanticized and desired until one remembers the lessons and outcomes these tales teach. One lesson the legend of the hummingbird teaches is that people can make the choices that define their own fate. Alida was willing to give up her humanity to escape her arranged marriage, and thus changed her fate. Similar to Alida, Taru changed his as well by choosing a life searching for his love. Another lesson taught by this legend is that forbidden love does not exist without consequences. In the legend of the hummingbird, the lovers were forbidden to be together due to their tribal rivalry. Because they decided to turn their backs on this law, Alida's father arranged for her to marry another man. Consequently, she felt forced to flee. Likewise, Taru also suffered consequences when he chose to follow Alida and spend eternity searching the flower fields. Yet what purpose could a tale of star-crossed lovers serve in early Puerto Rican history that made it such a popular myth? Kate Forsyth, author and writer with Huffington Post, wrote a piece containing her opinion on the significance of star-crossed lover tropes and other myths. Forsyth states, "Storytelling is as old as speech. When our ancestors crouched about the campfire at night, they told each other tales of gods and heroes, monsters and marvels, to hold back the terrors of the night. Such tales comforted and entertained, educated, and helped shape their place in the world." In the times before the development of fundamental sciences, myths satisfied the natural craving to understand the chaotic world. Myths supplied an explanation for why environmental events occurred, while also providing a moral guideline that mirrored the particular society's belief. It is for reasons such as these that the legend of the hummingbird was created and told throughout early Puerto Rican history. Although the legend of the hummingbird may seem to be a fictional story, only holding a place in the past, there are aspects of the tale that are true. In the late 1990s, Karen Grant, an environmental researcher for the American Naturalist, conducted a study on hummingbirds' behavioral habits, specifically towards red flowers. Grant's study suggested that the apparent hummingbird's preference for red flowers was in part for their sensitivity to the color spectrum. Hummingbirds are hypersensitive to the red end of the spectrum and desensitized to the blue end. Therefore, if a hummingbird sees vibrant colors amid a duller background, the bird may choose to feed off the more colorful flower where it appears to be livelier and thus have a higher nectar and nutrient concentration. Yet now that one can explain a hummingbird's behavioral habits and societal standards are so clearly defined, what value does this legend hold today? Although we no longer need explanations for the physical world around us, legends also offer an explanation for emotional struggles and also provide hope for overcoming them in life. In myths and legends, characters are often made an example of so readers can apply the lessons and struggles to real life. It is through this concept that makes Legend of the Hummingbird meaningful, no matter when or where it is told. However, if you ever happen upon a hummingbird, hovering over red flower fields, remember Teru's eternal search for Alita and make a wish that he may find her soon.